Good Friday morning, folks. Today I have this beautiful alligator skinned 78 record player. That's right, I had this thing laying around here for a long time. There's a little bit of a story, and that's why I brought it out, because I thought it may be interesting to show what I learned. And why sometimes, even if you don't think so, you just got to listen and not talk. So originally, this record player was given to me by a friend of mine who had passed away. And so it's just been sitting around here it's been a couple of years now. But about a month ago or so, a guy that I know had come by, and he's a guy that was asking me if I could teach him how to fix, how to repair amplifiers. He had a guitar amplifier, and you know, for the most part, amplifiers are probably the easiest to repair out of all these electronic devices. But anyway, he asked me, and I was showing him some stuff, so I got kind of an idea of where, like, we stood knowledge-wise. And this is where the good part comes in. So he came over about a week ago, about a week ago, and he's talking to me about something, and about repairing stuff, and you know, my arrogant, narcissistic trait started kicking in, thinking, you know, keep talking, I know better. And then I stopped for a second. And I'm glad I did, because he actually taught me something that I didn't know. And this is why I'm saying sometimes, you know, just listen. Stop for a second. Maybe you don't know it all. And I never really assumed that I did. And I'm just joking about the narcissistic stuff. But who knows, right? Anyway, so this, I think this needs to be recapped. At one point, the amplifier did work. We're going to try it all now. But it had, when you touch the wires here, you can get here. When you touch the wires, you can get that buzz from the amplifier. But the cartridge itself had no output. So we just kind of had this laying on the side. But now, my friend says to me, I could rebuild that for you if you want. And this is where it all started. I said in my head, come on, you can't do that. How are you going to do that? You just got to buy one and wish for the best. I didn't say that to him, though. And he's going to find out that I thought that now, because I'm sure he's going to watch this. But he said, no, I'm telling you, I've done them. I've done a couple of them, and I can get it going pretty well. I said, okay, show me. And there's the smugness and the arrogance of me thinking, you know, I'll just watch. But my gosh, he did it. He actually made one of these work right in front of me. It took a while, a little bit of trial and error, but he actually made it work. And I'm going to show you how he did it. And I think it's pretty cool. If you have one of these that has this cartridge in it, I don't know. At the time, I remember a while ago, I looked, when I first got this, I looked on eBay to buy a cartridge, and they were like $70. And, you know, that's not going to happen. This is, what, a $5 record player? So, but anyway, we'll get into that, and first we're going to try it out, and then I'm sure this was dead. And if it is, like I think it is, we're going to go ahead and rebuild this cartridge the way he showed me how to do it. And his name is Todd, and thank you very much, Todd. And I apologize if I ever came off in the wrong way, and I will never do that again. Anyway, so let's go. Alright, so let's plug it in and see if it does anything. I remember that it did come on, but it's been a while since it's been plugged in. Ooh, it's pretty noisy. This knob feels pretty stiff. Which is okay, that's the on one. Let me grab a little screwdriver here. Yeah, see? We'll go ahead and put a record on it. Let's put a little, what do we got here? We got Bing Crosby. Bing, where's the name, the whole art? Well, that's weird. Oh, you know what? The clip. Hang on a second. Oh, I could smell it heating up in there. Jeez. That doesn't smell good. That has to go the other way. I think it's just a little too high. Yeah, there you go. But we'll worry about that later. Alright. Nothing. It is like I remembered. It was completely dead. You can hear it vibrating through the needle. And this really is a needle on that one. What's that smell? That doesn't smell too good. We got to open it and make sure. It smells excessively hot. Maybe it's just a tube in there, but it smells excessively hot. So we're going to have to open it before we leave it on any longer. Just double check and see what's going on inside there. We'll grab the old 10-way. Alright. Get the old 10-way out here. Alright, let's unplug it. Throw it on the floor. Just take a quick look. I've never opened this thing. I don't think I did. I can't even remember. It's been so long. I don't remember. I may have. I don't remember. But the rebuilding the cartridge takes a little bit of work, a little bit of effort, but it's ultimately it worked and inexpensive. So, boy, you know what would make me happy? It looks like somebody had changed. I didn't do this, so somebody had changed they did a terrible job. This is disgusting. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look how they did the core. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I had this plugged in. We got to fix that for sure. They didn't change. Well, this I guess is okay, but look at that. They left the old cap in line and they just tacked on this replacement with some tape. And to be honest, even the original one, I don't even know how the original one is held in. This is like a, and of course the tape is touching the tube. There's really nothing in here though to be burning unless it was one of these caps. It's got a nice size speaker in it though. I didn't expect it to be such a big speaker for such a little phonograph. Oh no, the platter fell off. That's looks like stamped steel maybe. Anyway, we got to fix the plug though. That has to be done. I'm not going to touch anything else. And like I was saying before about amplifiers, there's nothing really in here. I thought this would only have one tube. It has two, but I'm sure one of them is just a diode. But there's basically 3 caps and a couple of resistors. That's it. This is unreal. And look at the tape. It's got like that cloth tape. So you know that tape is, what, 70, 80 years old, if not more. I can't believe I plugged that in and it didn't blow sky high. This blows me away that somebody did that. But, and I'll bet you my friend, may he rest in peace, was using this just the way that is when it did work. This is crazy. I guess it's the old, look at the old plug. You just touch it and it just shatters. It's crazy, huh? I'm just going to reuse this cord. There's nothing wrong with this cord. It's a little short, but there's really nothing wrong with it. We'll just go ahead and do it in a safer way. That is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. All right. Not a big deal, not a big deal. Let's get a roll of solder. We've got the soldering iron heating up here. No, don't do that. All right. We started eliminating some stuff here to make some more room for them new. I can't even talk. For some new stuff, and so we're a little bit of a disarray, but not too bad. But we're gonna. I didn't realize how quick we'd be in a situation where we were overwhelmed with crap. But it happened. It happened. All right. So let's see. Wow, this is crazy. Let's get this off of here so you can see that. I'd like to have more light if I could. Alright, so they had the neutral going here. I don't know if it really matters with this, which I guess the plus is going to the switch. But then the switch goes to ground, so you know, these things were made crazy. I don't know. I don't know. But we could just switch it around. It's not going to matter anyway. If we want, you want to switch the hot anyway, but the hot shouldn't go to ground. So we're just going to switch it around. We're going to put let's see, we'll put the neutral. Well, you really shouldn't switch the neutral though, but does it matter? I guess it does, because if you have it off and something shorts, you'd have something metal that would be, is this a polarized? No, it's not. I guess it doesn't matter. It's not a polarized plug, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, whatever. We'll just do it. We'll just put it back the way it was. Let me cut these a little bit shorter here. This is crazy, crazy. I don't know what was making that burning smell. It may have been the tubes, but well, that's some dirty looking copper right there. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. No. Alright, let's see. We're just going to tin these leads here. I should grab the old solder gun. This is a perfect job with the solder gun. It's a little dirty, so it's probably not going to... yeah, it's going. It's soldering fine. It's going. Get it a little extra hot just so it absorbs a little bit better. It loves to move out of the way right at the edge of where you can't see anymore. Ain't that fun? Alright, there you go. There you go. Nice big blob. A nice big blob. Let's see. Where's the... Okay, there's a little tracer on there. Where's the tracer? I can't even... It's on that one, so... Let's see. I'm going to put this one... There you go. There you go. And I lost my wire here. This one has the tracer. Not that it really matters anyway, but... Alright, so this is going to go to the switch. You know what I should do? I think I'm going to add some more solder to the switch. The switch lead. Let's see. I could just remove what's left of that and run this wire through, but I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be just fine. Come on. This is what I mean, you know, I need to have like a fixture to hold stuff, but I just, you know, one of these days. It just makes life a bit easier, I think. Go ahead. Cool off, cool off. Alright, there's one, and the other one is right here. all I want this to do is just stay in one position, just so I can solder one wire, right? And you know, everything around here just fights. It just wants to fight you. Everything wants to fight you. So it looks like originally somebody had, I don't know if I guess this is from the factory that way. It just runs across to this, to the motor. So they ran the wire just directly across the tube pin. Alright, not that it matters, but this has got to be the most simple amplifier. We're going to try a few things since this only basically has no extra amplification. I don't know, but I'm assuming that cartridge is like a very high output. Alright, so there you go. Now it's soldered on safely. It's not going to come off and touch anything. I'd like to add a little more solder to the first one that I did if I can. Let's see. Let's see if we can get just a little bit more to this without it popping off, because that's where you need the 9 hands, because all of a sudden you heat it up and then the wire pops off, which I'm sure it's going to happen, but we'll try to make it not happen without ruining the switch either. Yeah, it should be good like that. Alright, there you go. There you go. I like that better. Alright. So, let's plug it back in and see if we could see what was heating up there. Oh, the motor's... No, it's the wheel making noise. The motor's pretty silent. So what was heating up? Hold on one second. I made a mistake. You know, it's actually, it dripped down and now it's touching the case of the, you know, you couldn't do that if you tried to do this, you couldn't do it. It would never happen in a million years. But because I don't want it to happen, it touches the case. And of course the other end of that switch is grounded, so... Alright, there you go. Much better. Alright, so let's make sure it's on. Still dead as a doornail. So what was burning here? Oh, you know, look at that resistor. Look at that. It must have been that. It's broken, but it's still making contact. Whatever the element, whatever the thing inside. Oh, yeah, that's definitely getting hot. We should measure. Let's measure that before it opens completely, and then I'll know what I can replace it with when that time comes, because that's going to happen. It shouldn't matter. These tubes are pretty much high impedance, so I think it wouldn't matter if I just leave the tubes in. It's let's see, 127 ohms it reads. Let's see if I can pull one of the tubes out. It doesn't matter which one, because there's nothing else connected to those leads. Well, now it actually did go up a little bit. So it's about 200 ohms. It's about a 200 ohm resistor. The wire is not broken, but I guess if we just left it alone, it would probably be okay. So we'll try not to touch it. I don't know. I couldn't tell you if I just broke that. I don't know. I don't think so. But all right, let's see. It's about 200 ohm resistor. I'm just going to write it in the case there with a pencil. Just so when it does open up, we know how to replace it. Alright. Okay. See if they have resistors so it's glowing red. It could have something else wrong with it. Nah, it's getting hot though. I could feel it. That's probably what was making all that stink. The caps in line here really... I wonder how long ago that one was replaced. It looks like it was replaced more than once. This happens to be the junkiest thing I've ever seen. It's crazy the way this thing is made. Absolutely crazy. Anyway. The tubes are not getting too hot. Well, the audio output is a bit. Anyway, we're going to leave everything in here alone. Our main thing is to do the, I just want to make sure it's safe enough, that's all. Our main thing is to do the cartridge. Let's see if we can get that wheel just a little bit quieter. It even seems like just by running on its own just for a few minutes here, it started to get quieter. Listen to that thing run. Let's get the dust off it first. I wonder if we can get a little, it looks like this would be a job for the radio, TV, phone, or not for sure. You know how to pull this thing apart. Alright, let's unplug it here. So to get that wheel out, the clip is actually on the bottom here. It's not on the top. Seriously? Jesus. Alright. I have a little, here it is right here, a little long nose with just a little bit of a twist on there. This way we can pull that clip off easily. There's the little washer, and it feels pretty dry, so maybe we'll put a little grease on there. It'll put a little. All right, that's it. I'm gonna go out of my mind here. If we can't get this thing to stand up, good enough. Let's see. We can pull this out. There's a little. Oh, there's grease on there. Hold on. There was grease on that wheel. I could feel it now. The rubber, I mean, it feels kind of hard, but I wonder if I can just. This is like a good wheel to replace because you can just pull the rubber off if I've got one that size. All right, hang on a second. I'm gonna see if I have a rubber that size. Hang on, a rubber that size. Ha ha ha. All right, so I was able to get the rubber off there and get another rubber on there. We'll see how well. It's slightly smaller, but let's see if it works. I'm going to try to get it. Let's see. I don't know. What's the worst that can happen? We'll put the old one back. That's all. Get a little grease in the hole up on top of the bearing there. There was nothing else in there. It's kind of sticking out a little bit on one side for some reason. Well, let's see what happens. Let's put the clip and this thing back on. Put a little grease on the end there, and the grease actually will hold this thing in place. It'll hold it from flopping around as you're trying to put the clip back on. Probably be easy if I took the whole motor out of there, but alright, let's go. Oh, it came out of the thing. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Seriously? Alright, there you go. Alright, let's see if it sounds any better or if it doesn't make any difference whatsoever. Something tells me it's just not going to make the wheel is man, it makes a big difference actually. Made a big difference. I'm gonna see if we can get that maybe by pushing on it. It may not be fully seated. It was kind of tight to get in there, but let's put all the rest of these tires back in its little bag. This was the advantage of getting these wheels from a TV shop that used to repair VCRs. I got so many different sizes and stuff. Oh, and these big ones. I think if I remember correctly, he told me that the big ones were like audio tape decks, like reel-to-reel decks, not VCRs. But all right, let's see. Let's put this. Yeah, it feels like it's greased okay. Let's see. All kinds of dirt falling on it. Let's see. Oh yeah. Much better. And the motor forces. Alright, there you go. One problem down. It's a good thing I saved all those wheels. I took them actually. Originally I wasn't really going to take them, but now I'm glad I did. You know, this is a couple of years ago, I actually thought, who's going to work on that stuff anymore? I honestly didn't think that it would be me, you know, doing this kind of work, but I'm glad I did. I enjoy it. I like showing people stuff. So, alright, let's see. Let's get this beautiful phonograph cartridge out of here and see if I can replicate what Todd did, because I was watching him. He did it in front of me, and I just sat there. I didn't say a word, and watching him do it. And I gotta say, we'll listen to that. Even with it off, I can hear. That was weird. Hang on a second. Which is the volume? Sometimes the... Huh. Doesn't sound like very hot amplifier. We're going to make sure. That's strange. In this box there was this cartridge. I don't know if this cartridge was any good, but I don't know what this is from. Of course the terminals are much smaller. Nothing as well. I don't know, maybe there's something else wrong. It just doesn't seem like enough. I can't hardly turn this control. Okay, this is tone. I don't know, something else may be wrong with this. We're going to have to, before we rip this thing open, we got to make sure. Because maybe it's not the cartridge. Maybe it's not. How does this go on? Is it supposed to go this way? Like, I don't know. I'm not going to worry. I just don't want it to keep falling off when I turn it over. Let's see. We can check these resistors, see if everything is good. That one, not necessarily that one, but where's the tone on? Let's see. We're gonna, I don't know, I think we should probably at least remove this old one. Don't want to touch that again. what size thing is this? Let's see. It's a 0.1 at 150 volts. I mean, that would be easy enough to do. This is amazing to me how somebody did this. Absolutely amazing to me. Hang on a second. So, what is this? Well, I mean, it's going to go, so brown, green, and brown is 15. What is it? 150 ohms, right? Brown is times 10. So 150 ohms. Let's see. Oh my God. All right, let's just check it anyway. There's only like 3 parts in here. 197 ohms, probably 20%. Close enough for right now. Close enough for what we're doing. Sons of bitches. Sons. Oh, damn. All right, what's the other? Oh, everything keeps falling. What's going on here? All right, so is that red, black, and orange? Is that what that is? So red is 2, right? 2, 0, and I don't know. Orange, I think, is 3. Is it 3? Or time? Oh no, it's the third. I don't know. I can't see if that's a black band there. It must be red, black, and orange. So orange is times 100 or times 1,000. I think it's times 1,000. Red is 100. Red is 100. So it's going to be 20 times 1,000. 2K? Is it a 2K? Let's see. Is that right? It's going down from 1312 to cap. I mean, yeah, the capacitor must be. Let's clip it out of there just to make sure. It's probably okay, but just clip it out and solder it back if it's good. It says 17K. We have to double check that. 17, is that? It's red, black, and orange. Red, black, and orange. Red is 2, 0 times 1,000. So 20,000, so it's good. 20,000, it's actually fine. It's fine, but it's also on this other, still connected to the other, maybe what I'll do, let's see, is that the ground? No. This cap seems like it's isolated. And is the ground, I want to get that one. I don't understand this cap. It's like, the wires are so mixed up on here. I'd like to pull all of these off and just connect it to the resistor, and then it's out of the circuit. I think we can do that because there's only 2 wires. The rest of this cap is not even being used, so somebody did this. They used like a multi. So, oh, you know what? I bet you, is the case ground on that? Maybe the case is ground. I don't know. But they have the black going to ground anyway from this one, so that one's not going to matter. But if we leave that side on, then that could be a problem. So we actually need to get both of these off. And then there's not going to be a place to put the resistor. I guess we could put the resistor right. I'll have to try to read. Let me see. Where does that go to? It goes to right here. I think those wires will fit, right? Well, maybe. Let's see. If we pull this off, let's see. Can you see what I'm? Yeah, you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm going to just unsolder this. That's so thick that the soldering iron's having a hard time heating up the wires. But somebody just wrapped it around the top. So look at that. There you go. All right. So then it goes right here. This is a hot mess they made here. My gosh, what a mess. What a mess. All right, so it goes to here. So yeah, we can just get I mean, I don't know if this cap is any good. I think it is. It sounds like it's okay. Let's cut most of that crap off there. This is so crazy what they did here. We could just take the other one right out of there and just put this in the hole. What are the odds of that one being good? What's the value of it? I don't want to, if I pull it off, then it's, then I got to all right, you know what? Let me fix all this up and then I'll come back so you're not watching me do it. I'm going to get this, I'll check it to see if that cap is any good, and this one, if not, we'll just replace it. All right, I'll be back. All right, so we removed the old, and this is also a replacement. I don't know, I didn't check it to see if it was any good or not. It is a Sprague though. I just reconnected everything. This cap I did check on the Sencor LC103, and it checked fine. So we just put it back, and I connected. The resistor that was on top of it is right here now. And that's, you know, it's neater, it's safer. And let's see if we get any more output on that. Just by, you know, the touching the wires there. Let's get this over where it needs to be, right here. Alright, let's plug it in. Alright, let's see. Let the tubes heat up a bit. Remember, it was very low before when we touched this. So this one is tone. It's like hard to. Oh, stay up there. Where's the cartridge? What'd I do with it? We're going to need that later. I don't think that. It did kind of make a difference. Hold on a minute. Yeah, no, it's still dead. Where's the little pin holder? Where is it? Oh, here it is, right here. This goes in the top here, and it just screws down to hold that needle in place. Oh, you want to know something? I can actually hear it now. Hold on a minute. I can actually hear. Maybe that cartridge is good. Well, that kind of eliminates the having to rebuild a cartridge if it's good, but I guess we can go through the motions anyway. Let's put it back and give it a test. See, that's a main reason why you don't leave the old capacitor in place when you replace a cap, and so you can't just jump it out, because this is a classic example. Even if the cartridge is still no good, it was completely dead before. Oh, hang on a second. I'm being summoned. I'll be back in a second. Alright, so we got it now where we got pretty good feedback when we touch the wire. Oops. So let's see if we connect. Sounds open. Yeah, nothing. Extremely low. Very, very slightly. I can hear it in there very slightly. Let's see this other cartridge. I don't know what this is. It was in the thing here. I don't know why. If somebody thought they could replace that with this, I don't know. But let's see if it does anything. I don't even think I can. The wires, the clips are so much smaller. I don't even think I can get them on the. Nothing. It's probably bad as well, but I don't really have an extensive collection. I have no cartridges like this I could even try, but I assume because it's making that noise that it's going to be this. I assume, I mean, let's put it back on there just one more time. I mean, very, very slightly you can hear it. Very slightly. Alright, so let's turn this off. Let's go ahead and pull this thing apart. And we're going to start, let me get it out of here. And then on the next video, we're going to go ahead and cut this thing open and show you what my friend Todd had showed me. And see if it works. Okay. Alright. Let's get this out of the way. Thanks for watching this one. And we'll be back with the other one. Stay safe, people. Bye-bye.